Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Doing good.
So today we are talking about the Hit and Run Super Toro. It's a Toro Extra 6x54. Comes out of the Tabacalero William Ventura factory in the Dominican Republic. The wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. The binder is from Indonesia, and the filler is from the Dominican Republic. It's blended by Matt Booth and Robert Caldwell. Price point is $12.50, and the cigar was released in August of 2017. So with that out of the way, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
Um, I thought the cigar looked really nice. Like it looks like kind of like Matt Boots, like jewelry line, where it looks it looks modern. It looks tastefully done. So I dug it. And against that flower looking art of the band, against that light caramel shade wrapper, I thought it looked really nice. Things well pressed, seems tight, bunch of roll. Felt great, even give throughout, no hard spots or soft spots. Head has a really deep triple cap. Smelling of the wrapper, I got cedar, dry barnyard. Smelling of the foot, white pepper, dry nut, cedar. Cold draw, hay, and dried nuts. So overall, pretty good pre-light.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the aroma from wrapper was like a light mixture of hay and leather. Foot gave a fuller version of that same combination. A little bit of white pepper was in addition there. Pre-light draw was kind of creamy leather, and I got like a bit of a mild spicy tingle on my lips. So take us through your flavor profile.
Starting from the first third, this is definitely one of those cigars that will give you more on the delicate side of flavors. So in terms of specific flavors, I got quite a bit of a buttery creaminess coming through. Cedar, ripe stone fruits, a very balanced layer, kind of a black pepper. Retro has that. It has the same mouth draw flavors. It's just it gives it a bigger pop into focus, which, in my opinion, a good retro should have. Um, in terms of the finish, cedar, bread, dry nuts, strength of body, medium, the whole way through. Getting into the second third, main difference is that profile picks up like a nice, like a graphite, like a crushed rock, earthy minerality to it. And that was present both on the mouth draw and the retro. That cedar note also becomes sharper as well. But it's important to note that within these notes that kind of came through, you can still taste the other notes really well. So it mixed very well with that buttery cream, that ripe stone fruit, and the balanced black pepper. Finish now has that cream nuttiness in addition to the that same bread note. Strength of body, medium. Moving on to the um, last third. The last third's increase in black pepper and minerals makes the profile less balanced. It kind of takes it out of that balance and it kind of gives it more of a spike. Still tasty with the buttery cream, but loses out on the ripe stone fruits. Spike in minerals and spices also within the finish. And that created like a longer, a little bit more of a robust finish to it. But even within, the increase in the minerals and spice, the profile is still medium throughout.
Yeah, for me, it started out with some light wood, nuttiness, black pepper kick. Half inch in, that same profile kind of continue on. It was a little bit drying. Retro Hill was kind of a mix of wood and a little bit of pepper. At an inch in or so, wood became a little fuller and gained some char, which kind of pushed out that nuttiness. Still a little bit of black pepper in the background. Inch and a half in, profile becomes a little bit smoother and less drying. The char decreased a little bit. And then as the third was coming to a close, a little bit of cream joined in with that slightly charred wood and pepper. And strength level was just slightly above medium. Getting into the second third, profile became slightly drying again as the cream had gone away and that slightly charred wood was the primary flavor note. The black pepper was pretty subtle at that point in the background. Half inch in, a little bit of bitterness kind of joined the profile along with that charred wood. Retro Hill was carrying a slightly bitter charred wood note as well. Inch and a half in, bitterness faded back a little bit, letting that charred wood shut in a little bit more. And as the third was coming to close, that wood gained a toasty note to it to go along with that char. And there's still a little bit of bitterness in the background. Strength remained at that slightly above medium mark. Final third, bitterness increased a bit to kind of be even with that charred wood and the toasted wood note. Quarter inch in, slight creaminess joined in the profile, knocked a little bit of that bitterness down. And then at an inch in, cream kind of began increasing, which smoothed things out a little bit. Char kind of still with the wood, but the toastiness had left. Still a little bit of bitterness in the background. That's kind of how the cigar finished out. And the strength level kind of reminded that slightly above medium mark. So for construction, for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
I rated it perfect for both. Straight even burn, nice tight ashes, inch and a half. Draw just a perfect strike between airflow and resistance. So perfect.
Yeah, burn was slightly wavy at times, straight at others. Ash held on very well in inch and a half increments, pretty solid, ashes. In regards to the draw, it was a little bit tighter than I preferred, but it didn't cause any issues with the smoking experience. Not really a big deal. So overall, what were your thoughts on the cigar?
I'm not sure what the hit and run means on this cigar. The cigar didn't feel like a hit and run, in the sense of like it wasn't like blasting my palate with like super strong spice or strength. It was more like maybe a scrape of the bumper and give me $100 and pull it. So, meaning, I thought it was a lot of balance. Increased intensities and spice, earthiness. I really like cigars like this. Like this is kind of like my wheelhouse. So if it's not like, um, I mean, everybody knows if you know me by any means at this point, like that I like Aganorsa Corojo Criollo based stuff. But the other stuff that I also like is stuff like this, where it's very balanced profile. I could do full retros without it stinging my nose. I really dug it. I think Matt Booth created a really enjoyable cigar for this return back to the cigar industry. So I dug it.
Yeah, cigar started with nice flavor combination, kind of, but quickly transitioned into a slightly charred wood note, and that kind of was kind of a primary flavor the rest of the way. A little bit of toastiness, some cream, played rolled at times. It was a decent amount of bitterness that was present from the second third on for me. Like you were saying earlier, I think this is a pretty delicate cigar. You know, I don't know, maybe I was smoking too fast or I was pulling too hard on it, something like that, kind of heated things up, produced that bitterness. But I was hoping for a bit more from this cigar. I mean, I'm glad to see that with the experience that you had. Maybe just was a variation on the cigar that I had. But I'm interested in trying this cigar in a smaller Vitola. I just want to see if that maybe has a different outcome for me. So I think it's worth it's worth a try for people to try out. I don't think I'll be seeking out this Vitola in particular, but I do want to try a smaller Vitola in this cigar to see if I have a different experience. So getting into the scores, I give it a 5.85. You gave it a 7.17. How do you think that matches up?
Good. I mean, tasty. It was kind of like a building tastiness, and really, absolutely perfect construction. And so, anytime a cigar has that for me, it technically scores very well. So.
Right. Yeah, my match as well. I mean, I thought the flavor profile on the first start was good, and then after that was kind of average. I think the bitterness really played a part in it for me. I just couldn't get past a lot of the bitterness, and sometimes you just once it's in there, you just kind of focus on it, and sometimes it just can't take a back seat to the rest of the flavors, and it's just playing too much of a role. And I think that's kind of what happened here. But construction's fantastic, and like you said, you had a good experience. So I just think that maybe this Vitola isn't for me, but I'm interested in trying some other ones. Any other final thoughts from you?
No, Matt Booth's a fucking weirdo, that's for sure.
All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and Stitcher. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.